from Bali Toastmaster Club, but tonight I'm the sergeant at arms here. So before we start our meeting, there are some rules that I would like to tell to you. So the first one is please rename yourself as like what I have posted in our chat box. So for the members, it is name, club name, and also city. For example, like follow BTC and then pasar. But for you who are still guests or non-Toastmaster members, you can rename yourself like name, city, and also, sorry, guest, name, and also city. For example, follow, then pasar. And sorry, yeah, guest, follow, and then pasar. So that's for the first one. And the second one, it is important for us to mute ourselves unless when we are speaking. And we would like to see your face, so please leave your camera on so the speaker can see your reaction and etc. And also for the speakers, please make eye contact with the camera so it will appear like you're looking to the audiences, and adjust your device compared to your body so we can see your body, like your hands, yeah, your body. And then remember, this is for speakers, remember to pin the timer because it is so crucial. So our time tonight is when, you can see when. And then, yeah, for if you want to see all faces here, you can set your view. Just click the gallery view and choose the one that you like. Or maybe you can choose like the speaker view. It is all up to you. And we have like a chat box, chat room. We can use the chat room for comments, question, or suggestion. So I think those are the basic points and rules for all of us. And without further ado, I would like to invite our president who will give his welcoming speech. So everyone, please give applause to our president.
Bafis, screen is yours.
Bafis? Yeah.
Right, probably Bafis still doing like a little bit makeup and touch up. Yes, here we go.
This is not working. Yeah. All right, everybody. Sorry, there's a technical issue. The iPad is hanging for some reason. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another Magical Bali Toastmasters meeting. And we welcome you all to the first MBTC meeting of December 2020. As we entered the last month of this, what has been a very long but tiring year, I hope you all are excited as December goes by and we welcome 2021 with all new spirit and new energy. All right, I guess most of us here are Toastmasters, but still, for the sake of those who may not be. So Toastmasters, of course, is an international organization spread across about 145 different countries of this world, and with a strength of about almost 300,000 members. So Toastmasters is this platform where you can meet up with other members and learn public speaking, leadership, and other skills within a safe and comfortable environment. You are encouraged to make as many mistakes as you can, because this is where you learn the most that you can possibly learn in these skills. So that you can then go out there and practice your skills outside in the outside world. So we hope you all have a great meeting, And the contents of today's meeting and how we will be carrying forward the different parts of the meeting will be further explained by the Toastmaster of the meeting tonight, the very energetic and VPM of Magical Volley Toastmasters, Melita. I hand it over to you.
Yay! Thank you so much, our lovely president of Escapade. So I'm Melita, then you can call me Lita. I am the Tom of tonight. Tom is stand for Toastmasters of the meeting. Not too much talk. So yeah, I'm gonna be the one that too much talk this evening in this meeting. And then also, as usual, in our regular meeting, we have 3 sessions, which is like first session is prepared speech. And the second session is several topic sessions, which is the most fun part of the meeting. And the last session is evaluation sessions, which my favorite one. Evaluations can make us better and better every day. But let me introduce our meeting theme tonight is to infinity and beyond. And then our word of the day is breakthrough. Yeah, I want breakthrough free. So why we choose this meeting, this theme? Because apparently on the December 1st, it was the first book of Sherlock Holmes established. So that's why you can see in our password is Sherlock01. So thanks, Danny, for informing me about that because I have no idea why the password is Sherlock. And then Danny, our super talented SAA, and she's like a Google Maps and then the Google Dictionary for us. He also sent me this link. So if you are curious or if you're a big fan of Sherlock Holmes, you can click on the link that I sent in the chat box. Right, cool. Now, before we begin our meeting, let me call upon our general evaluations, which is come far away from Los Angeles to Bali. Please welcome Herman Whitaker.
Good morning, Toastmasters, and thank you, Tom. As a general evaluator, I get the opportunity to watch with great enthusiasm and watch the flow of the meeting. I get to watch the things that are really spectacular and wonderful and try to provide some insight on some things that I think might make the meeting better as we move forward. But to do that, I really need a great team of people. And Lita has helped me put together a team of folks that I believe will help make this meeting just as spectacular and as magical as the magical Bali Toastmasters meetings have become expected to be. So let me introduce those folks to you so they can kind of introduce their roles to you for this meeting. The first is a young man who is a programmer and he loves ice cream and the beach. And as you look at his background, you can see the beach. So I would like to introduce our table topics evaluator, Denny Surya. Denny, can you explain your role to us?
Thank you, Herman. SG. So my role today is to evaluate everyone who participate in table topic. But don't worry, I will just evaluate how to improve yourself, not to make you feel bad. So if you just enjoy your table topic session, not worry being evaluated by me. I will tell how to improve. Hopefully it can help you to improve your next table topic session. I think that's from me. Back to you, Herman.
Excellent. Thank you, Denny. I'm definitely looking forward to the table topics. It's one of my favorite parts of these meetings. The second role, really important, is the person that listens for the magic in the language, the poetry in your messages. And that is our grammarian. He is an educator. His goals are to relaunch his business in a virtual space and to build an audience for live post-pandemic workshops. I cannot wait until we get back to the place where we can do post-pandemic anything. So I'd like to introduce to you Eric Johnson. Eric, can you explain your role to us and let us know what you're going to be doing for us?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can, we're good.
Great. I'm here at Fort Collins, Colorado. It's 4:08 a.m. in the morning. I am the grammarian, so I'll be listening for errors in English language, as well as super uses of phrases, quotes, anything that stands out as memorable. And I'll also be counting the word of the day. Is that correct? Double check that this is in this meeting. Yeah. And the word is breakthrough. A breakthrough is a sudden, dramatic, or important discovery. For example, a breakthrough in DNA research. It can also be an instance of achieving success in a particular activity. For example, the band's breakthrough album. So we hope to have some breakthroughs here tonight in our speeches, and I'll report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eric. You and I are both up pretty early, so thank you for joining. The next role is one that is always important because it is one of those folks who listens for all of our pauses. She is a young lady who is a pharmacist. She's 32-year-old, single, and the adjective that I got was fabulous. So I'm excited about that. She loves to kill time by watching Netflix. I'm with you there. And sleeping. And you can tell I don't do much of that. So I would like to introduce to you Amelia Dewey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Whitaker Senior. My name is Amelia, and my job tonight is as an accounter. I will count your unnecessary sound, overused word or overused sound, also repeated word, such as and repeated word like and, so, well. And my job in here is not like very serious in evaluating you, but it's only to raise your awareness of you if you use if you repeating the word or overuse any word, and hope it could make improve your speed. Thank you. Back to Mr. Whitaker Senior.
Thank you so much. The next person is one that keeps us on track. With a military background, it becomes something that is habit and a way of life. As you probably all know, I know more secrets about him than he would like me to share in these meetings, so I will keep it brief. But I have known him since the moment that he breathed life into his lungs. I know everything about him, and some things I would love to share sometime when we are live, so I could see the look on his face as I share those things. But my son, and the one who brought me to Magical Bali, is our timer for the day. He'll be the one to keep us on track. Ben, can you share with them what you do for us?
Sure. Thanks for that interesting introduction. All right. So there's 3 different sections from the prepared speech to the table topics to the evaluation, and they all have different times. The prepared speech, all of them are 5 to 7 minutes today. So when they see the green lights, this means they can stop at 5 minutes. The yellow light is 6 minutes, and the red light is 7 minutes. They will have 30 seconds after that to wrap it up. With the table topics, we have 1 minute. You could stop. Yellow is 1.5. Red is 2 minutes with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I believe, and then you could stop. And then lastly is our evaluation, where it's 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes is green, yellow is 2:30, and red is 3 minutes, and 3 minutes and 30 seconds is how far you can go. And I will be typing the times within the chat box as well. All right, back to you, GE.
Thank you so much. Good morning. And the one that I really always enjoy is the one that helps us celebrate the victories in the speeches. The one who counts our opinions and our votes for the activity of the day. So, Reno, can you introduce your role to us as the ballot counter today?
Sure. Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm Reno. I'm going to become your ballot counter for tonight. So basically, my job is to open a poll before the end of the meeting. So we all can choose our favorite best speaker, table topic speaker, and evaluator. And I will announce the winners at the end. So basically, that's all. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Awesome. Reno, I wanted to make a comment really quickly. As the founder of the Toastmasters Makan Club, it's an informal club as the food dictionary in Bali. Makan means to eat. You and I just became the best of friends. because I am a huge foodie. So please make sure that before we leave the meeting today that you put your link in for your meeting, because if it's possible, I might join just so I can learn some more about food. Love the idea. I will turn the meeting back over to our Tom. Lita, it's all back to you, and let's have some fun today.
Yay! Thank you so much for a very fun introductions. I think this is the greatest team ever. We do have a really greatest general evaluator and also son and father, which is really fun to do. Okay, move to the first sessions. We will have 4 speakers. Okay, I'll repeat. We will have 4 awesome speakers. And before we go to the first speakers, I would like to call the evaluator first for the first speaker, Bafesh Ketpo. Bafesh, B. Could you please introduce our first speaker?
All right. Hi, everybody. So I will be introducing the first speaker for tonight. Now, the first speaker for tonight has come in directly from a Hollywood movie. Can anyone guess which movie does this character appear in? His name is John Anderson. Okay, it was from The Matrix.
Matrix.
Yes, Mr. Anderson. So, his hobby is listening to music, and I guess he's a mama's boy because he likes eating whatever his mom cooks for him, and he likes to go to beaches rather than going to mountains. So I guess presumably cold weather doesn't really suit him. He's more of a hot lover. So maybe hot weather or hot women. I think he likes them hot. His favorite quote in life is being blessed for many people. All right, so John today is presenting his speech from the evaluation and feedback project, which is obviously L1P2, and I believe it would be the first speech of his from the project. The purpose of the project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply feedback to a second speech. So whatever feedback I'd be giving him tonight would be used by him to redo or refurbish or modify his speech and present it once again. Yes, so all right, and the member can deliver a well-organized speech, could be humorous, informational, or any style that he chooses. All right, so that's it. And just a second. What is his? The title for John's speech tonight is "There is Always Hope When You Lost Hope." John Manurang, there is always hope when you lost hope.
Timer, pin. Push up, sit up, pull up, run while saying, I want to be policeman, I want to be policeman, I want to be policeman. And I after failed 5 times, and I said, I won't be policeman, I won't be policeman, I won't be policeman. Now I realize there are 2 reasons why I can't be a policeman. The first time because I realized I live in this world not to be police officer. The second one because I had no money. I don't have to explain to you what for the money, right? Should I? Okay, fellow Toastmaster and guests, how are you? I hope your condition all good in this pandemic. Okay, let's move on. The biggest ambition and hope I ever chased was policeman. I lost hope. Then I tried to find another hope. I did anything. I went to work to get money and get a new hope. new dreams. Finally, I didn't find as big as chasing to be police officer until I met Putri. Putri was a little girl. She was second grade in elementary school. She was my first student when I tried to be English teacher in one of English course in Palangkalan, Kerinci, Riau. She learned alphabet in the first meeting, A, B, C, D, E to Z. At the second meeting, she came back and I asked alphabet. She said A, B, C, D to Z. And boom, it was like magic. She knew everything I teach her. And I felt, I don't know, it was extraordinary moment in my life. It's like they comes from myself, said, I want to teach more people. I got the most powerful hope ever. And then I had to continue my study. I get college with English literature department. I didn't choose English education department because I wanted teaching many people, not only teaching English, but also inspiring people in many aspects. Then I spread my wings to get more English connection. I look for English club on internet. I got Kampung Inggris in Kediri on YouTube. I found another English club, Toastmaster International. I click and I watch the meeting every day until I found Toastmaster in Pangkalan Kerinci Riau. Like Agent H statement in MIB movie, a universe is leading away to where you are supposed to be, where you are supposed to be there. And after finish my study, I didn't find job at all. And I chose going to Bali because it's tourism, one of most favorite destination in the world, where many bullets. And yeah, a universe led me where I'm supposed to be. In Bali, I still connect to Toastmaster and become member of Magical Bali Toastmaster Club. Yeah, starting from teaching alphabet, continue to campus, then going to Bali and join Toastmaster. We're all connected with English. And I found this greatest hope from a little girl, Putri. Thanks, Putri. So everyone, before I complete this speech, I asked two of my friends talking about hope. And I asked, did you ever have a hope and lost the hope? The first one, Flora said, no, hope is always there. And if you didn't get what you want, it means you don't get a hope. It's only don't what you need. And I asked Robbie, another friend. She said, yeah, I lost hope and I tried to find another hope. So everyone, when you don't get what you want, as you get failed or get failed, do not stop doing right. A greatest hope is waiting for you there, because there's always hope when you lost hope. Thank you for your attention. Good evening.
Thank you, John, for sharing such a thoughtful experience of your stories. Like, I know you since the beginning we met, and then I believe that you always share hopes to us. And probably this is a good for you and for all of us here. So once you choose hope, anything possible. Once you choose Toastmasters, anything could be possible. Is that right? All right, cool. Thank you so much, John. Now, we're moving to our second speaker, and I'm going to call the second evaluator, Krishna Kepa, to introduce our second speaker. Krishna, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Tom. I'll be the evaluator for Dede. So Dede is a super interesting person. You ask him for a short bio, he sends you a 6-paragraph biography. So you're like, okay. Bio is Dede is an international relations graduate. He likes to read history books, and he wants to learn 6 languages, or what they can call it, a polyglot. Today's speech is also level 1 project 2 evaluation and feedback, the first speech. His title is European Voyage. He's doing the dynamic leadership pathway, and this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. A big round of applause to Dede.
Thank you, Krishna. In the 15th century, a Portuguese voyager called Ferdinand Magellan has successfully accomplished the first circumnavigation of Earth. His determination to explore the unknown had inspired me to do my own adventure. And I think that adventure means to find tranquility and your true self. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and friends, I am excited to bring you into my journey and let you feel the excitement as I experience in my unforgettable European voyage. We departed from Bali to Europe on the 9th of March 2019. After an exhausting 12-hour long flight, I was astounded that we had to quick transit from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, and then we took our next flight to Her Majesty's United Kingdom. London is a magnificent metropolitan city, and it quickly became one of my favorite cities of the world. I was astounded as I witnessed some of the well-known buildings like the Tower of London, Big Ben, Trafalgar Square, Buckingham Palace, and many more. London is also a city where I almost met my soulmate. Why? Because I remember when my mother took a picture of me posing inside the red telephone booth, there was a blonde girl at the same age smiling and waving at me. And then I waved at her back. She was more than your just typical pretty girl. She was an angel descended directly from heaven. However, we just waved at each other without me getting a chance to get to know her name or even talk to her, as my mother was giving me the cold stare. I hope one day, whenever I travel back to London, I can meet her like how Prince Charles found Princess Diana. The next day, we caught the train to Edinburgh, Scotland. The lush green hills and the soothing breeze of cold Scottish winds helped heal my rather broken heart. After a couple of days in Scotland, we went back to London for another stroll before catching our next flight to Amsterdam. We rented our car in Amsterdam and continued our next journey to Germany. I had never imagined something so unexpected could happen to us. As we crossed the border of Netherlands, Germany, we were crazily chased by the German police car that told us to pull over, pull over. I think they were suspicious to us because they saw us as tourists that might be carrying some cannabis or marijuana from Amsterdam. They checked our car, and my mother mistakenly carried some of our medicines and vitamins inside this little plastic Ziploc that a drug dealer would normally use. We tried to be as calm as possible and tried to convince the policeman that this is a normal medicine, not a narcotic. I've never been so terrified in my life, and I certainly don't want to spend my days inside the German prison. After that intense encounter with the German policeman, they finally let us go, and we all heaved a sigh of relief. We then arrived at Berlin, and I love Berlin just for its abundant historical sites like the remains of the Berlin Wall, the Brandenburg Gate, etc. After those unforgettable days in Germany, we continued our next road trip to Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, and Belgium. Those four countries are exceptionally beautiful, and I had a funny experience in in Belgium, that we visited a Belgian brewery called the Halfman, and we purchased 2 glasses of beer right away. This is funny because as I drank the first glass of beer, I got tipsy or drunk, and also I was literally felt so dizzy that I couldn't lift my head straight up. My family had to carry me out from the brewery. So, what's the moral story in this? Never have a glass of beer on an empty stomach. Just don't. From Belgium, we drove back to Amsterdam, and this marked the end of our transcontinental road trip. Few days later, we caught our flight back to our home, sweet home, Bali. I'm wholeheartedly certain that a holiday is all we need to relieve our stress, and hopefully we can all have our own voyage to any places or countries that we desire after the pandemic is over. Thank you and bon voyage.
Wow, muchas gracias. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, Dede. I feel like, okay, I'm traveling to Europe right now, based on your story. And thank you that you are right now pull over to Toastmasters. So probably you can see each other and find your princess here in Toastmasters, right? Okay, thank you so much, Dede. Now, this is okay. This speaker is also one of my favorite speaker ever. But before that, let's call upon the evaluator, Dini, to introduce our third speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smita. So tonight I have an opportunity to evaluate Eric, Toastmasters Eric, and then he is in Visionary Communication Path, Level 2, and then he will be delivering Understanding Your Leadership Style project. Eric joined MBTC last month in order to take part in the co-mentorship workshops that Miranda is offering. And in his speech tonight, he will be sharing leadership skills he employed without even knowing it in his early attempts at creating online communities as a bridge to real-life communities for people like him who have suffered from social anxiety. And then his speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. And then the title, Make Yourself at Home. Make Yourself at Home, Eric.
Let's see, Facebook events, if I can do this. Create event. Invite Just Friends Deli, a secret Facebook group that I created. Title, Get to Know You Party, because I haven't met most of you in person. Date, Friday, November 7th, 2012. Time, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. Come and go as you please. Where? Vasant Vihar, apartment C43, New Delhi. Note, I have cola. Please bring your dancing shoes, snacks to share, and your own alcohol. Oops. And who? All 300 plus members. I had just invited 300 people, most of whom I didn't know, to my 3-bedroom apartment in New Delhi for an all-night party with alcohol. What could go wrong? I will be sharing in this story my early attempts at creating online communities that bridge the gap to real-life communities. This is the leadership skills that I was using and didn't even know it. I'll be covering these, and I want you to look for examples of altruistic and innovative leadership in the stories I tell. Altruistic leadership has a personalized approach to meet people's needs, works to serve others, employs active listening and empathy, and has a commitment to build community. An innovative approach shows a vision for the future, encourages innovative ideas, and respects members' creativity. So please look for those as you're listening. At the end, I'll be sharing both my successes and my failures in this attempt. I'll also be telling you what inspired Just Friends Deli, why I created a virtual to real world community, and the successes and failures. So what inspired Just Friends Deli? In the summer of 2010, I went to Sweden for a gay camp. It was 60 men from 10 countries around Europe. Gay camp also went out of its way to invite refugees from Congo and Nigeria, Iraq and Iran, places where people can get killed just because of who they love. We were 60 guys, ages 18 to 78, spending the week together. Mornings were spent in a base group with 6 to 8 guys in each group for 3 hours a day. By the end of the week, I had spent 18 hours with a small group of men sharing our life stories. And we shared everything. People told secrets they'd never told anyone in the world. Heartbreaking stories of being kicked out of their families, or like I was, completely rejected and isolated in high school. We took our masks off and we became brothers, family. For the first time, I felt comfortable in my own skin. I was accepted for who I was, and I could say anything to these people. I no longer had to worry about what people thought. Even when I went back to work, the effects have spread beyond the camp to my real life. So why did I create the group back in India? I wanted to create something like the gay camp in Sweden for my compatriots in India. In the US and Europe, gay people have many opportunities to meet one another. They can join a chorus to sing together, or a book group to study a book, or a hiking club. In India, at the time, it was decades behind. There weren't even bars where people could go regularly, just a couple clubs that had a men's night. I wanted something different, not just for my own needs, for social needs, but I wanted to be of service. I wanted to give back what I had learned, what I had experienced in gay camp in Sweden, this sense of belonging and acceptance, and I wanted to share it with others. It felt like a calling, like a mission. I knew there were men in the closet who had suffered rejection and social isolation like I had, and I wanted to give meaning to my experience. So how did I do it? I got on Facebook and I joined some secret groups. These were men who were chatting with people all over the world. And I discovered that some of their friends in these virtual groups were closer than their real friends in their real life. They could share things about themselves that they couldn't tell their family or their colleagues or their school buddies. I realized that this would be an opportunity that I could start my own group as a pathway to a real life group. I joined meetup.com and I created an email list. I did extensive surveys, and for people who are nervous about showing up to a live group, I met them one-on-one for coffee. I bought cards and games for game nights. I brought a movie projector for movie nights. I offered gay English, which is a way, I'm an English teacher, so I was offering them opportunities to read fiction and nonfiction books, to write autobiographical stories, and to participate in conversational English on topics they couldn't talk about in their regular English class, or even with their families and friends. One of my favorite events was a cooking party, Limit 12. I said, show up at 3 p.m. if you want to plan the meal. Show up at 4 p.m. if you want to shop. Show up at 5 p.m. if you want to cook. We're going to eat at 6:30. I woke up that morning not even knowing what we were going to have for dinner. I had some of the best meals with my cooking parties. I also had Jazz in the Park. This is an event that was sponsored by the city, and we just went as a group. There was also a dance performance that I took people to, and we organized a picnic at one of the archaeological ruins in Delhi. So how does this fit in with my leadership styles? I knew that I had made a difference in some people's lives. People would come to my house and say, I'm more comfortable in your house than in my own home. But there were also challenges. I discovered through the Toastmasters that I didn't know how to give time to the event, and I didn't get as much participation as I wanted. And I also discovered that some of these men didn't have the skills to share that I wanted. So in the end, I was able to provide a space for them, but it wasn't sustainable, and that's my biggest regret. By the way, the party went very well because we had already known each other online. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Eric. Oh, I definitely will show up at 4 and then we'll help you to prepare all the party, but I only have water bottle. I don't have cola. Is that fine? Okay. All right. So we are looking forward to have you here to have party with us in real meeting, Eric. Okay. Now we are come to our last speaker, our fourth speaker. But then I'm gonna call the evaluator. Evaluator, please introduce our fourth speaker. And our evaluator is TTM Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Tom, Ms. Lita, MBTC. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I will be an evaluator for Toastmaster Vira, and she is going to do the performance leadership, level 5, project 1, second speech, with the title, When Expectation Turn into Action. And her objectives are, I will read one only. Her objective is to apply her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of the team. The time will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Vira, when expectation turn into action, when expectation turn into action, Toastmaster Vira, the screen is yours.
Leadership is an action. It's not a position. I truly agree with this quote. When leading a team, we work together, we support each other, and take the action together. That's how I feel when leading two programs in my school in this challenging situation. The two programs are Teacher Sharing Session and Meaningful Recess Activity. Previously, I have shared the vision of these two programs, in which focusing on motivation, potential, and independent learning. And today, I will share about how these two programs run and what are the things that I learned. When the team and I start this program, we started from scratch, from no idea into an idea. And after we got the idea, the next step is to strengthen our root by building the sense of belonging, a sense which can make us feeling that these two programs belong to us, will be for us, and of course, will be for our students' progress. We believe by having this sense of belonging, our motivation will uplift to the maximum level. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing our best today. This quote always motivates us in every single thing that we do, so we always try to do our best. So since the first time we meet, we always agree that we're going to set the same expectation. We have a clear things about our vision. And for every program that we have, we always have a special committee. And this special committee, they have their own work plan. We also have the time to meet frequently. And every time we meet, we always talk about the progress of the program, the challenges that we face, and of course, to find out the solution so that it will run smoothly. And in every end of the session, we also have evaluation. And of course, we have reflection time and appreciation to show that we are doing our best. For our first program, which is Teacher Sharing Session, so far, we've done it frequently every end of the month. And we've done 4 times already. For us, these programs run successfully. Even though in every session, we always have something to learn and to improve. In every session, the teacher always brings great things to share. For example, they share about how to create really interesting teaching media. They share about some apps and tools that we can use in the classroom so it can engage the students to learn. They share about some interactive online game that we can apply in the classroom. And they also share about some apps that we can use when we collaborate in a team when we work on the school event. At the end of the session, we have evaluation. 2 types of evaluation, written and also the oral evaluation. The written one we give to the Google form. So the teachers fill out about what they learned on that session, what are the good things that they will apply in the classroom, what worked best, and what are the suggestions for a better improvement in the future. And then not only the written evaluation, we also ask them to give some testimony. And from the result of this evaluation, we found out that the teachers give a positive response to it. They feel that this is really meaningful. They want to apply in their classroom. And as I observed in their classroom through Google Classroom, I found out that the teachers really feel confident. They were happy in the classroom. And I could see that the students also engage very well. They interact, they answer, they ask questions, they play games happily. It can be said that this program really met our expectation in which to motivate the students and the teachers. Our second program is Meaningful Recess Activity. In the beginning of this Meaningful Recess Activity, we face a challenge. The challenge is to make sure that we have a perfect schedule because we have so many activities offered for the students. For example, cooking, music, creative writing, photography, dancing, sport, and many more. We want to make sure that these activities won't overlap to one another and the students they have a great chance to choose the best activity that they like. Not only that, communication also another challenge. It's because we all working in different places and sometimes our connection not really stable. Good thing we can overcome those problems. And the same as what we did in teacher sharing session, we also did an evaluation. We shared the questionnaire to the students and found out what are the response about this activity. They also give testimony to this activity. They said they enjoy the activity, they love it because they can choose the activity that they like and not so many assignments that they need to do. They really hope that in the future, when we go back to school, we can have this kind of activity again. So we can say that this also meet our expectation, in which it can motivate the students and give them a chance to maximize their potential. And they're not only learning when they meet the teachers virtually, they continue learning after that. That also can improve their independent learning. So overall, I really enjoy leading these two programs, and I learned 4 things here. The first one, having a clear vision is the key to meet our expectation. The second one, excellent coordination is a solution for a smooth process. The third one, continuous support will lead into excellent result. And the last one, a good portion of evaluation and appreciation will lead into a better performance in the future. So overall, I really enjoy leading these two programs. And we really prove that teamwork really can make the programs work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your such a beautiful story, Vera. Yes, I agree to what you said that we support each other or we supposed to support each other in a team. And that I can see that you are doing the best effort to meet your team expectations. Yeah. I would love to join your team, Vera. Okay, so all speakers have spoken. Now I'm gonna call our timer, Ben.
Hello, thank you very much. All speakers are eligible for the voting. John with 628, Dede with 624, Eric 703, and Ayuwira with 655. Good job, staying on time, all speakers.
Okay, thank you so much, Ben. All right, congratulations. All speakers are eligible to be voted. Now, we're moving to the most fun part in our meeting. We already have our table topic masters. Like his name is Ping P. Hendra. So we can call him Ping, not Ping Ping. Okay, so Ping is currently on a mission to complete his goal of running 10,000 kilometers in 2020. And he needs to run 150 kilometers more to achieve his goals. Wow, okay, you can do it, Ping. Right, screen is yours.
I'm actually running away from reality. Anyway, greetings, everybody, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ping, and the opportunity of the topic master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes to speak on the subject. Okay, and today's meeting theme, let me remind all of you again, it's to infinity and beyond. It's by Buzz Lightyear of Toy Story. And the topic is, the word of the day is breakthrough. Breakthrough. Okay, so let's have the very first speaker. I'd like to call upon Amy. Madam Amy. Great. And this quote comes from, actually all the quotes come from this book, all the quotes from this book, and it's really thick and I have to flip everything. Anyway, the first one is from Neil Armstrong, who is the very first man to step on the moon. And this is what he said: there can be no great accomplishments without risk. There can be no great accomplishments without risk. 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Ping, can you repeat once again, please?
There can be no great accomplishment without risk. It's on the chat as well.
All right. Okay. Most of people are very afraid or scared to face a reality. It happened to me. The more I scared to face anything that I believe that I couldn't achieve, the more abandoned in myself to reach my dream. It happened last year in my life when I was challenging to do to face my fear about height. As we are getting older, I believe that we are more scared to do something that challenging ourselves. At that time, my friend said to me that, Amy, are you afraid with heights? Yeah, I afraid. And then they challenged me to climb a tree, which is impossible for me to do that. And they said, if you keep your fear, so you will never know how brave is it. And then I give so many reasons to refuse that challenge until one day my niece looking for a kite at the tree. No one can help. It's only me at the house. Because I love my niece, so I don't have any choices to refuse his request. There is no stair at home, so I have to climb. Well, I have no reason, so I climb. You know, I'm very scared at that time, but I don't know and I don't believe myself that I can reach the kite and I can put down safely. So the message is, when you're scared, just face it. And the brave one is who do what they're scared of. Thank you. I'm finished, Ping.
Okay. Wow. I like it that you actually face your fear, and it's a fear that many people faced, and I congratulate you for facing that fear. Now let's have the second speaker. I'd like to call upon Chester.
Hello, hello. Testing.
Okay, Chester, we can hear you. And the quote is, I know the sky is not the limit because there are footprints on the moon and I made some of them. This quote is by Buzz Aldrin, the second man to actually step on the moon. And let me repeat, I know the sky is not the limit because there are footprints on the moon and I made some of them. Buzz Aldrin. I put it in the chat as well. Chester, the time is yours.
Well, coming from Buzz Aldrin, it is definitely true that man's greatest achievement was to throw up a bunch of metal into the space and put their first footprints on the moon. However, the question to many people ask nowadays is, why is that such a big achievement? Is stepping on a giant rock with no natural resources aside from rocks and metal really such an accomplishment? Or rather, is it because of an idea that man can actually go out of Earth? Like what Elon Musk is doing now. He's trying to colonize Mars. It is this idea that the limits for humans, the ability to anticipate, to achieve a breakthrough, the ability to imagine and to bring those imaginations into fruition, that is what makes it such a great achievement. And not so much that that achievement is the end of the line, but rather it is the start of a long journey, a journey that will bring humankind to who knows where. But I do know nowhere. And that is how much we can imagine. And how much we can imagine is limitless. It's further than the skies, further than the clouds, further than the Milky Way. Back to you, Toastmaster, the table topic master. Yeah.
Wow, incredible. I really believe that there's no limit to anything as long as you have the imagination and you don't stop believing. That's when you achieve all the breakthroughs you have in life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chester. And I'd like to call upon our guest for tonight. Our guest is Bintang, which is great because his name Bintang, it means star.
Hello,
Which
Ping.
is amazing for this topic. Okay, so Bintang, I will put the quote as well. This is from Mr. Elon Musk. Speaking about Elon Musk, thank you, Chester, for bringing it up. And the quote is, I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary, by Elon Musk. The time is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me swipe into the timer first. So for me, it's not an easy and it's not an easy things to achieve the passion, because you know, sometimes I'm a bit shy and bit quite really nervous to speak to others, but yeah, I try my best. For me, to achieve the goal or achieve the passions, it's as a process. So when I was 20, I thought that I was fit. I will be fit in the front office. So actually, I tried, but at that time, I just analyzed that I'm the person who are really overthinking, and I'm the person who like thinking someone thought a lot. So then it's not really fit for me. But then I also explore that to be a greater, you have to try another else. So that's why there is an opportunity to be in events departments. So then I go take that opportunity, and I found that it's fit me a lot. So actually, to be great in greater things, you have to try, you have to find, um, and finally you will get it. That's all. Back for you, Ping.
Thank you so much, Bintang, and thank you for trying as well. And this proves that you are actually having a breakthrough right now. And I'd like to call upon our guest, the next guest that we have. Let me see. I'd like to call upon Sigit. You are mute. Okay. Perfect. Sigit, this quote is from a movie that I really love. It's called Hidden Figures. The movie is called Hidden Figures, and the movie is about 3 black women flying off to space. It's not flying off to space, but helps bring the rocket off to space. And the quote is this: genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit. I put it in the chat. Genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit. It's Hidden Figures.
Okay. But wait. My PC is running low. Please wait for a bit, please. Please. Okay. Where is my? God. Okay. Wait. Oh my God. All right. I'm done. Okay. Genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit. It all comes down to us as a person, as a people, where it depends on how we should overcome everything. And it's not about how we see, how they see, but it is about how we act, how we can bring it into action, how we can survive, how we can show that we can do something different, no matter what we are from, no matter what our races are. It is certainly about how our willingness to do everything that can be our breakthrough, to just push the limit and just to prove that nothing is different. As a human being, everything is possible. Just like how that Mr. Buzz Aldrin came to the moon, breaking the sky and doing something that at that time we, as a human being, people could not ever imagine that he can do that. He could do something like that. So it is about our willingness to act, our willingness to prove the world that we can do something extraordinary, even though we are just an ordinary, but we can do something a lot more different, just to make sure that we are here as a person that can do something. Back to you.
Wow, incredible. Yes, that is perfectly said. And we still have time for one more. And I'd like to call upon, let's see, I would like to call upon
Me.
Pak Yusuf.
Yes.
Yes, Pak Yusuf. And this quote comes from our favorite toy, Buzz Lightyear. And the quote is, the important thing is that we stick together. The important thing is that we stick together, by Buzz Lightyear. The time is yours.
I do agree with that statement. The important thing is to stick together, especially in the Toastmasters. When we are in the Toastmaster, we have to stick together with all of the people who take roles and who lead the program. Why? Because the Tom cannot work alone. The general evaluator cannot run without the other role takers. So when we have got the role, we have to stick together. We have to do it with all our efforts. Do not think that I can come anytime I want. Because if one of you didn't come on time, then the program won't run. Because we need a grammarian to explain the role. We need a WOD counter to explain it, to count how many word of the day I have been using. The breakthrough is that please work together, stick together. You will help each other, and the club will become a better club, a well-known club because we are all working together and stick with each other. You can stick with Lita all the time, or with Danny. So anybody, if we do it, our club will grow faster and stronger and better in the world. So back to you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Pak Yusuf. As I agree as well with the quote, together everyone achieves more. That's the definition of team. And teamwork is really important in everything. And this concludes our table topics for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, all table topic speakers, and thank you so much, Bing. And let me call upon timer.
All right, 5 speakers. We have one who is not eligible. Emmy, with 2 minutes and 31 seconds, not eligible. Chester, 1 minute 41 seconds. Bintang, 1 minute 49 seconds. Sigit, 1 minute 33 seconds. Pak Yusuf, 1 minute 54 seconds. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, our awesome timer. Now we're pretty on time, and now we're in the intermission sessions and break. But before that, I need you to turn on your camera because we will have a group photo sessions, and we already prepare a paparazzi for you. So you guys, come on. Yep. I'm gonna count until 5. So please turn on your video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Danny, could you please help us to?
Okay. We will have two photo session for two pets. So the first session, just normal pose, I will call it. And the second pose is what you think you imagining, what you imagine pose. So because to infinity and beyond is imagine pose. So the first is normal pose. I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then for the second page, I will 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we will have the second pose. The second pose is the pose that you tell that what you imagine in beyond your infinity. So I will take now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I will now take the second page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Tom.
Yes, thank you, Danny, our lovely paparazzi. Okay, now we're in the break stations, and we'll be back at actually we have like 4 minutes break, so we will be back at 8:15. So if you want to go to the toilet, then go ahead. If you want to grab your food or a snack or drink, then go ahead. If you want to chit chat and stay and stick with me like forever, go ahead here. Right, we'll be back at 8:15.